What's up, guys? Teddy Cornwell here. Welcome to the Underdog Talk. And there is just something about the underdog. I mean, today we have an absolute beast on the Underdog Talk, the young LA athlete himself, Mr. Lex Tarasov. What is up, big fella? How you doing today?
I'm good. We just finished shooting a catch up on the Black Friday drop. There's so much stuff coming out for Young LA that they required not one but two additional shoots of just me, and they're probably shooting eight other crews around the country. So there's so much stuff coming. I just finished off in a pretty corny parking garage, but the lighting was really good. So we just finished, and I hopped in here try to knock this out with you. It's my first time doing the podcast, so bear with me as I say like every other sentence.
Hey, well, welcome to the Underdog Talk, Lex. And I mean, I also got to ask, how is the family? Because I saw a picture on your Instagram of the whole family dressed up for Halloween, and I got to say, if you were at my costume party, brother, you would have won the award. So, how are you and the family?
Dude, it's a lot of work, man. I love my little ones. A lot of people don't know something about me is that I don't just do this. I actually have a full time, like 9 to 5, salaried, a classical career. Some people might say I work in accounting. I work for the state of California, so I actually have a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday there at work, and a wife and the kids in the house, and the whole adult life, as they call it, just doing my best. And on the side, I do all this stuff on Instagram where I promote my codes and do photo shoots and travel. So I was thinking ahead, you've seen those Young LA Black Friday shoots. Um, I'm like the only guy that's doing both. None of those guys, and nothing against this, their lives, they're doing great. They're so successful and admirable. It's a lot of work of what they all do, but none of them have, wife, kids, house, families. None of them have, 9 to 5s like I do. So I feel like I'm the only one that's trying to pull these two lives together of being this, average day to day, just a guy with a family and a career and doing all this all at once, and it's hard, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of working through it with my family, like, even just to knock the shoot on the Sunday morning is tough because, like, I could be at the park with my kids, or I'm still gonna go in the evening, but nonetheless, it's a lot of work. The little ones are great. They help me unpack all my boxes. My little one is with Little Yan LA. We did a photo shoot with him. He loved it. So he's photogenic. He's getting into it. So the more drops coming out for him, the better. The wife is happy too. She gets Yan LA for her. She had a photo shoot recently as well. So the LA guys got the whole family hooked up. I'm blessed to have them in my life. We have a good relationship.
I love it. And, obviously, Lex, I feel that too. I do a 9 to 5 and then run this podcast. And, we do pretty well on the guests. So obviously, I got to take the time to do that as well. But I feel you, man. It's hard. And I don't even have a family, Lex. So I don't know how you're doing. But obviously, people do know you for your young athlete, young LA,
Yeah,
athlete.
yeah.
And obviously, we don't necessarily know you for that accounting, role. And
Right.
more credit to you. You're the unsung hero. I'm going to call you, Clark Kent and Superman. You got two different roles, like obviously that Clark Kent during the day, Superman at the night, and I'm sure your kids look up to you
Oh
like a.
man.
But really, where I'm interested is how did you become a young LA athlete, and then I guess the big question: why young LA?
So it's a very interesting story. It's not like something typical. This A lot of people reach out asking me the same question almost on the daily, and I'm not a huge account, but that does almost happen every day, every couple of days. Someone reaches out, how'd you get started? How'd you get into it? How do I become an athlete? Now that LA is so big. My story is different. Honestly, the short answer is I was the right guy in the right place at the right time, and I was able to meet up with them, do one photo shoot, and build a relationship. And this is what this is all about. It's about relationships. A lot of people don't know this. I don't even have a contract with Yon LA. We have a handshake deal. Me and the Germer and Bash, we have a handshake deal to this day. And I still never signed any paperwork, but we just have this amazing relationship and friendship at this point. The way I started was it was in 2017. um, I feel like maybe Germer talked about on his podcast that one time, but the short shorts were coming back for the guys to go to the gym, wearing like really, they call them hoochie daddy shorts now. I'm not with all that, but they're really short bodybuilding shorts. And there was kind of like it's just a fashion comeback from the '80s where this was popular again. And I had a friend who was with a different brand, and he had those cotton terry shorts on, and I'm like, damn, they look great. And his brand was selling them for like $80. And I was like, no, I'm not buying shorts for $80. So I was just, browsing Amazon one day, and I see the same shorts that he was wearing from a different brand. He has the little Y logo, and I zoomed in. I'm like, I'm like, okay. And they were like 18, $20 or something. So I bought a pair. They came in. And I was mind blown. I was like, "Wow, these fit great." They're like $19 on Amazon Prime shipping. I was like, "Let me get another pair." So I get another pair. I start looking into this brand. I'd like, do they have more stuff? And they had maybe like 20, 25 items on Amazon, and it was all like joggers, fitted, some track pants with a zipper at the bottom. It was pretty stylish. Like it was stuff that was in, and they had a few zip up hoodies, and everything was elongated. Those scoop cut uh, tees and tanks. And I was like, okay, this is it. Like this is what's in right now. If you go to Zara or H&M or look at all these other competitor brands, but their stuff was like really cheap. It could ship to your house super fast, and it really fit my body really well. So I got made a few more Amazon purchases, and one day, out of the blue, I decided to leave a review for the shorts. Talk about them, because sometimes Amazon does that link for you. It says, "Would you like to leave a review?" And I said, "Yeah, why not? I like these. I give positive feedback." And I forgot. I think I posted a picture. I tagged them on the Instagram, and at the time, I think they had like 3,000, like 3,200 followers. And this is the second half of 2017. And I tagged them in it, and they reach out to me, and he goes, "Hey, if we send you some stuff, will you do a quick photo shoot for us?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So they sent me these two, I think they're called the 308s cutoffs. I think my picture might still be up. I'm wearing a gold watch. The photo shoot was very different back then. And I had a photo shoot with a local photographer, and I sent them the images, and they posted on the website. And, they liked them. They said, "Hey, how about you come out here? We'll do a bigger photo shoot in LA. We like your look." And a little back and forth, and I decided to go out there for the LA Fit Expo in January, early January 2018. And I got ready. Actually, I did a little prep for myself. I got really lean. I flew out to LA. That was like my first big thing. I'm a nobody. I don't compete. I have competed, but I'm not that guy. And I get flown out for this brand, and I was like, "Wow, this is really cool." It's like best day of my life. I got flown out and put in a hotel with this company, and I meet Dash, and we have like an all day photo shoot. We start on the rooftop. We go to Venice Beach, and we just knock out. Back then, it was more fitness, bodybuilding centric. So it was a lot of joggers, short shorts, stringers. And we had this all day long photo shoot. And, he cut me a check. I didn't expect to get paid. He cut me a check. And I was like, "Hey, if you guys need more stuff, we can figure it out." And then some time went by. I think they were just trying to get more stuff going. And they sent me another package. I hit up a local photographer. We did a whole shoot just for them. And next time they said, "Hey, can you do another one? We have another drop." And this is, I want to say, like late 2020. And the ball just got rolling, and we started pumping out more product. And I'm shooting this drop, and then another drop, and another drop. And then we bring it on Giordani, and he just blows the brand up even more. And now they have the funds to invest more and come back with better designs and better looks. And I keep getting drops. And me and my first photographer, I think we knocked out 60, 68 shoots together, 68 drops, before, we switched to another photographer. And now I'm on my third photographer. And I keep shooting every drop, man. And now the brand has almost 700,000 followers. And we have Sebum and Jay Cutler and John Skywalker and on and so, and YouTube stars and all Adam W. and comedians. And now this brand has grown so much in the last 4 years. It can barely contain itself, to the point where they have to move to a bigger warehouse. And now that warehouse is not big enough. And now the story, you see it on social media, the kind of product, the kind of ads we put out. We had a huge production for Black Friday, if you guys saw that big post they made. It was a real studio with a producer and director and a crew and catering. Just to think back, just in January 2018, I was the only guy shooting on the rooftop. And then they got me Starbucks on the way out in between to
So,
this in just 4 years is incredible.
so Lex, were you one of the first, young LA, I guess, athlete slash model?
Yeah, it was me, and they had Rudy. Rudy is the guy. If you go on the NLA page, anytime, item, he's the guy who's the default guy against the background. He's wearing a hat. He's got a tattoo. He's super lean at all times. So they had a few photos of Rudy before mine. So Rudy, he's at Root Aesthetic. Rudy and I are the first two, but he was always there. He's their default guy against the white background in the studio. So everybody who knows Rudy, that's who Rudy is. You've seen him. If you ever shopped or even looked on the page, he's the guy against the white background. So it was him, and I was more of a model doing, outdoors looks for every drop.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, as you've alluded to, Young LA is kind of taking over the fitness industry. So, obviously, seeing it take over and from the start, why do you think that it
Hmm.
has taken over?
Everybody has what?
Why do you think that Young LA has taken over the fitness industry?
We're doing stuff that nobody else does. We create the hype. We create the hype. We make it look cool, and it's as similar as Supreme, similar to Yeezy or the Air Jordan ones. It's cool. It's cool. It's dope. It's different. It's new. It's fresh. It's fast. Our marketing, our athletes are fun. They're not stale. They're not boring. Like we have these very entertaining guys like a John Skywalker or Sush or a Giordani, people who people can relate to, people look up to them. They speak, they constantly post stories, they're outgoing, they're personalities, they're somebodies. And as far as the product, even our ads, like the thing we did for Black Friday in LA last month, the little snippet you guys saw on their page, nobody does that. I don't want to throw out names, but nobody's doing that. Nobody, people do photo shoots, they try to kind of find a cool background or go out to the desert or something. No, like this is different. Like we had a production set. Like the stuff we're doing is cool. Our clothes is cool, and people want it. And we build up hype, and people just want it. They want whatever it is. It could be any pair of joggers. It could be a basic T-shirt. But the way Yanale markets it really stands out from the rest. It's quick. The shipping is usually fast. It's not necessarily too expensive compared to other brands. Um, and people just want it. They want it. They see it, and it grows in their mind, and then they want it, and they get it.
And obviously, speaking of photo shoot, I saw, a picture of you and Jay Cutler. So I gotta ask, is Jay Cutler really still that big in person?
He's bigger, but he's not as big as he used to be, and he tries to. Man, the Jay Cutler guy, man, he was so, I don't want to just say humble. He's just a very normal dude for somebody as big as he is, literally and figuratively, especially being a four-time Mr. Olympia and a legend. That was my first time meeting him. He was very easygoing, normal human being, not something you'd expect. He had zero cockiness or anything. He was like just one of the guys. He really did not. Yeah, I don't think he even feels like he's Jay Cutler. And he was a very cool guy, man. And he is still the biggest guy there by far, as far as muscle mass goes. And for somebody who's 49 years old, to look the way he looks, it was just inspiring, and the fact that he was managed to build a second career after his quote unquote bodybuilding days were over, to still be as relevant as popular he is now is incredible compared to some of the competitors he faced.
And Noel Dazel, if you're listening out there, I know you're just as big as Jay Cutler. All right, I know it. I got your back, bro. Uh,
Man, Noel is huge, man. It is 300 pounds.
yeah,
I
he's
think
a good dude.
I think when he was walking, the ground shook a little bit. Like, when they display a T-Rex in those Jurassic Park movies, and the ground just woof, woof, woof. That was when Noel walks.
Yeah, I mean, he is something else. And now, obviously, you are a model in general. You obviously do other companies, other photo shoots. Would you mind talking about what it is like being a model? So many people don't know what it's actually like to be a professional model. What is that all like?
Um, it's I do put a lot of work in. It's obviously having to stay in shape year round. I kind of found after years of trying to bulk and cut and this and that, I kind of found a happy medium where I'm 5'9", I'm 190, and I luckily maintained the 190 for I think since my son was born, like 5.5 years ago. I literally have not gained an ounce. Obviously, I've grown more muscle over time, but as far as the scale goes, the overall body composition has not changed much. I just found this maintenance. I'm always ready to go. Like today, I did shirtless stuff. Apparently, the reason I had to do that shoot because some of the guys weren't available to do shirtless pictures, I guess. I'm like, yep, I can knock it out. Sure, I'm ready to go. So I'm luckily I found a spot where I can maintain my lifestyle with my kids and be able to eat dinner and just maintain this look. I have a post about it recently about my diet and all the supplements that I take. So part number one is always be ready, always stay ready, always be in shape, always have a barber on hand. I actually disloyal to all my barbers. I go to 3 or 4 barbers because you got to stay fresh with a fade to keep your skin clear, your teeth white. Just overall maintenance, always ready to go and judge your photos over time and get more comfortable from the camera. It's over time you go, okay, maybe, oh, this isn't my look, this isn't my angle. Maybe there's the one little one, right? If you just hold your hand, if you spread your fingers too far, it looks crazy on camera. So you kind of always have to, if you're not form a fist, but kind of hold your fingers together. Just little parts like that. Make sure you don't blink. Make sure your hair is not covering your face. Always, always, always pay attention to lighting and shadows.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of used to it. I'm kind of used to being in front of the camera after doing this. I do 2, maybe 3 photo shoots a month for various brands in between everything else that I'm doing. I'm very comfortable. I'm very used to it at this point. The one thing with modeling, I think it just takes time. And once you figure out your angles and your looks, you don't have to be super versatile, but you can just have 1, 2, 3 looks and be great at them. And if that works, especially for something like Yada LA, it's pretty easy. They don't need anything too fancy, not too artistic. You just kind of hold the pose and focus on the clothing.
And I mean, I gotta finally ask, where do you see, Young LA heading? Where do you see that brand going?
To the very top, man, to the very, very top. Uh, what I mean by that is that they're expanding into the women's market finally, finally, after years of women saying, "Oh, I wish there was a women's Yan LA. I'm tired of wearing men's joggers and men's shorts." We launched a women's brand in August of this year. It's very successful so far. They're really growing that team. They're also having a Black Friday drop, same time. Um, they're doing the little kids Yan LA. That's going to be maybe a few drops a year. Um, they're expanding into Europe. There's going to be a warehouse in Europe coming up. So all the fans from Europe don't have to pay all the crazy shipping prices that they've been paying. So there's going to be a warehouse in Europe. There's going to be a warehouse on the East Coast of the United States, not just one in LA. I think it might be somewhere in Florida. So this brand is expanding and expanding really, really fast, and we're going into a different market. We also have other ideas that we're throwing around that will be coming soon in a matter of years. The branch is going to keep growing. This tree is going to keep growing. We have the main line, the kids line, the women's line, and there's more on the way.
I love it. And I mean, the brand is amazing. The quality is fantastic. Definitely a great
Mhm.
company. I mean, it seems like the messages behind it and the people behind it are really genuine and true. And now, Lex, I kind of want to end this interview. You've kind of seen it all in that fitness industry and even modeling industry. So, what is your biggest tip for someone who is looking to get into the fitness industry like you once did, sir?
This was easy. So again, I get asked this almost. I just had a conversation with some guy yesterday about this on IG. This young guy reached out. How do I get with a brand? The number one thing is, look, I'm a small account. I have like 8,000 followers. I'm a nobody, but I convert. My sales are very high for as many followers as I have.
Yeah.
So the number of followers isn't necessarily what makes you. It's who your followers are, and do they listen to you? Do they quote unquote mess with you? Um, Point I'm trying to make is, if I go to another brand, will I be able to bring them over there as well? And I feel like to be very successful, the focus isn't, oh, how do you get with Yanole, or how do you get with Gymshark or Athlete or whatever. It's not that. It's, do those people really look up to you? Build your audience on that. That's the number one thing. It's not necessarily the amount of followers. Some of the biggest brands, their their highest highest selling converting athletes are not necessarily the people with 1 million followers. You can have 25,000 followers and have the highest success rate as far as financially making all the sales and getting people to use your discount code. It's who can relate to you. Just build your audience based on that. Don't necessarily focus on, oh, I have to have the best physique or the best look or have the highest amount of followers. That's not necessarily always true. Our highest sales guy for Yanole is not who you think it is, based on followers by far. So my number one suggestion is build an audience that messes with you, that relates to you, and that likes you.
I love it. And I think the message is just be yourself. And I mean, Lex, it has been an honor and privilege. Now, before we go,
Mhm.
floor is yours. Where can we find your content, sir? What is that code we can use? The floor is yours, sir.
I'm at lex.tarasov. My code is AT. My full name's Alex. So back then, I put it to AT. It's the quickest code in the business. So you just quickly type AT before the card sells out. I know you guys know the struggles with the sellouts with Yanole. Just the number of fans is overwhelming. So code AT is the fastest one. Just remember that when next time you check out. You can find me on Instagram at Lex Tarasov. I don't do anything else. I just simply do not have the time. I have two little ones to look after.
Love it. And first person to use code AT, I will send you a signed autograph and a bunch of goodies. I mean, make it happen. Use that code
I'm sure,
AT.
absolutely.
Send me a
I don't know
screenshot.
when this is coming out. I don't know when this is coming out, but I'm doing the huge Black Friday giveaway. The Black Friday sale is going to be a week long. So if you use my code, send me a screenshot. I'll make a big post about it, but I'm going to do a huge giveaway to 5 to 10 people. We'll see. But
Wow.
let's keep up together. I had a blast. Thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, guys, please go check out Lex's content. I love it. I love what you bring to the industry. I mean, you truly are what the industry needs. And you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this. Until next time, guys, Underdog out.